Now then, how you doing? I hope you're well. So, winter is finally here and we've had our first significant snowfall of the year, thanks to Storm Bert. Who names these? Anyway, I felt motivated to paint something suitably seasonal, inspired by this snowy photo that's been nagging at me to be painted for some time now. I love the snow-covered vegetation in the foreground, which will certainly be a challenge, and the wall and old fencing buried under snow are exactly the sort of thing I'm looking for. But the background isn't quite what I'm after. I'm picturing something a little less open, warmer perhaps, a wintry sunset, for instance. All it's going to take is a bit of improvising and some imagination. I approached the foreground more or less as seen in the source photo. After carefully drawing it out in pencil, I applied the blue-grey colour mixed from French ultramarine and burnt umber to dry paper, softening it off here and there to produce a variety of hard and soft edges. I also left a few key highlights by negatively painting around them. Masking fluid would be an option, of course, but this way feels way more spontaneous. I can now start to develop my vision, an improvisation on the original source material. I want a warm background featuring a sunset and wintry trees, so the best way to establish that is with a wet in wet wash consisting of cadmium yellow and cadmium red. To maintain a soft, misty light source, I'm applying the paint in a circular motion, softening it off in the area of the sun to create what I hope will be a glow that will eventually permeate throughout the whole of the scene. It's a wet in wet wash, which means working quickly so that neither colour dries before I want it to. Once it has dried, I can start painting in my background trees, reusing and recycling the same colours in order to maintain the glow of the late afternoon winter sun. One of the biggest challenges that I was always going to be faced with this subject is how to create the long blades of grass in the foreground with the patches of snow clinging to them. Well, the fine random highlights I left by negatively painting around them in the initial wash now come into their own, and I get a chance to see if any of them actually do the job for which they were intended. A dark tone I'm using for this is a rich mix of French ultramarine and burnt umber, and I'm using my smallest brush, a size 2 round. But crucially, I'm applying the paint in relatively small blobs and wobbly lines to try and recreate the random snowy look. If all the lines are too solid or straight, then the effect wouldn't work. Well, not only is this an opportunity to add texture and a hint of natural chaos to the scene, but if you look closely, you'll see that I'm extending those grasses high enough for them to reach into the top section of the composition, effectively creating a subtle visual link between the foreground and background. In watercolour painting, we don't always have to paint a subject exactly as it appears in our source photograph. The key to successful improvisation is partly down to imagination and partly down to having the confidence to just try things out, even if they don't always turn out exactly how you might have hoped they would. Well, I have a lot to say about this in the full version of this demonstration, which is available now to members of my YouTube channel and subscribers to my online tuition service. Well, needless to say, if you enjoyed this, please do hit the like button. It really does make a difference. And if you'd like to see more, why not become a studio member of my YouTube channel? With that, you'll get instant access to the full-length, non-time-lapsed version of the demonstration, from which this has just been a very small extract, along with a bursting back catalogue of full-length demonstrations and tutorials, all for you to enjoy at any time. To subscribe, just hit that join button. There are other sign-up options available, such as my online tuition service. If you want to take a look at those, you'll find full details in the video description below. That's it from me for now. Until next time, take care.